Alright, welcome back. As you can see, I've equipped my new shoulder pad transmog that I got from the Nighthold. Love it. I do love those wolf heads, to match Rhaegar, but I couldn't resist. I mean, this is just like... This just looks awesome. Absolutely awesome for a shaman to have. Plus, it's a nice way to show that I was able to be a part of a mythic run of the Nighthold. So, now we have gotten to a part I've been eagerly waiting to get to, and looking forward to once we finished up Suramar, because the Nighthold pretty much finished off the storyline for Suramar. We have finished that up. I do still need to get them exalted, but basically you would get them to exalted, then you would get to that point where they say, what do you want to do about the Nightwell? Since we've now thwarted the Elisand leadership, and Thalyssra and the rest of them are now running things, and they're like, what do you want to do? We don't need it anymore. Or we could just keep around, and Thalysra's like, be done with it. Destroy it. And you get awarded, and then that leads to eventually the allied quest, allied race quest, where you have them join the Horde. So that's pretty much ends the Suramar storyline. So now we move to the next portion of the story. I guess you could say the next part of the story could also involve the dungeon, the Return to Kil'jaedan, but it's like a mythic or heroic only dungeon. I wouldn't mind. I'm sure there are some people that wouldn't mind doing that, because there's a special speedrun mount that you can get in Mythic in that dungeon. In fact, I think I can show it to you guys here. So if we look at Return to Kil'jaedan, there is a special mount that you can get. Mythic. Let's see here. Well, here's one. Midnight's Eternal Reigns. So you remember the rare mount that you can get in the original Kil'jaedan raid and Burning Crusade? This is the next version of that. It's basically like the same type of boss from that raid, except now it's a more updated version of that mount. But there's another mount you can get here. I don't think it's actually going to show here. Let me just pull it up in the collection here. There it is. This one right here, Smoldering Ember Worm. This is actually a special secret boss that you can get in this dungeon. So there's a special like speed run that you can do in this dungeon where you're collecting crystals. I'm pretty sure it's mythic only, and you have to do it in a certain amount of time in order to get outside within the dungeon, not outside the dungeon, but within the dungeon. And you find the Echo of Medivh, and it has this whole back and forth with another, I forget the name of the dragon, but then the dragon becomes this thing, and then you fight it, and then this mount will drop for 1. So if you want to do this for all 5 members of the group, then you need to do this 5 times with that same group of people. But it will drop. It's like a 100% drop as long as you can pull off the speedrun portion. So I'm sure I could be able to find a group that'd be willing to do this, because I would also love to get this mount myself, because it looks awesome. It looks really good. But I'd rather not. I'd rather just maybe do that after doing this, because now we're going to do something I've been holding off on doing, and I've been really wanting to do. You notice how Khadgar and all the people representative of each class hall are standing here? That's because this is going to start one of the next portions, which I'm very excited to show you guys, because it has a cinematic that is really good. But Khadgar is here, and let's review. So there's Corvas representing the Demon Hunter class hall. There's Alonzus Fowl representing the priests. There is Shade Warden for the hunters. There's Ponshu for the monks. There is Great Hoof for the druids. There's Javi for the warriors, because of course Odin has to represent himself for the warriors. There's Mograine for the Death Knights. There's Fellstorm for the mages. There's Flameskull for the warlocks. There's Ravenholt for the rogues. Liadrin for the paladins, and Nabundo for my shamans. So, one of the big reasons... I'll go into this more once we get past this thing. So, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing a really awesome scenario where we are going back to the Broken Shore, because we are going to make our way to the Tomb of Sargeras, where we can take down Kil'jaedan once and for all, and be able to try and stop the Legion and Sargeras. So, we're going to be heading back to the place where we got trounced. Remember how this started, where we went to the Broken Shore and we got curb stomped? Well, we We have now bounced back. We are stronger. We have rallied our forces, and we are going to go back and we are going to get some payback against them. So that's what this scenario is about, and it starts off with a really awesome cinematic. So let's talk to Khadgar.
The fate of our world hangs in the balance.
Thanks to your leadership, the Shaman Order has grown even mightier than I had dared hope. Alongside champions of the other orders, we now have a fighting force capable of driving the Burning Legion from our world. It's time to end this invasion. Using the Pillars of Creation, we will dissipate the Fellstorm and seal the Tomb of Sargeras.
Welcome, champion. Let's get this assault underway, shall we? We will divide our forces to hit them from all sides at once.
There is much to be done.
Alright, we are ready to begin. It has been a long and costly war. It is time we put an end to it. We will drive the Burning Legion from their seat of power and close their gateway into Azeroth. Our first step is to gain a foothold on the Broken Shore. Divided, the Alliance and Horde face defeat. But united, as the armies of Legion fall, we will claim victory. So this will unlock world quests on the Broken Shore and get some war spice. We'll get more into that once we do this.
Trust in yourself,
now, this is great here. You can either do the scenario or you can just skip it, which I've been doing with alts. But no, we're going to do this.
Farewell, my friend.
So here we go.
Until we meet again.
Check out this cinematic. This is awesome.
Champions, your victory at the Night Hold has granted us the key to ending this war. With the Pillars of Creation assembled, we finally have the power to cut the demons off from our world. Kil'jaedan failed, and so shall the Legion.
Kil'jaedan was merely their pawn. Until victory is assured, we must remain vigilant. For the Legion's true masters have yet to reveal themselves. Among
Kil'jaedan.
them, the monster who hunted my people across the stars. Kil'jaedan.
This is the first time we get to see his new model.
The day I took the fell fire into my veins, I saw my destiny. A grand crusade that would reach the ends of creation. That was the vision you showed me. Our crusade will prevail. Everything we have done has been by your design. And all we have to show for it is failure. Perhaps you lost sight of our destiny. Perhaps I overestimated your resolve. I paid for that destiny with my world.
And for the first time, we see Argus.
The time has come to see it's done.
I think he just hung up on Sargeras. Oh boy.
Burn it to ash.
Oh gosh, I love that cinematic. There's a number of things I love about that. First off, Kil'jaedan looks
Quickly, champion.
great. His
We
new
need
model
you
looks
on the
great.
front lines.
Let Khadgar talk here for a moment.
Our assault on the southern beach is being met with heavy resistance. I need you spearheading our forces while I deal with these ships. We must take the ruins on the western side of the island. From there, we can funnel all our forces towards the central ship above the Soul Engine. The Legion will not win this day, We will show them what it means to stand together for Azeroth!
Yeah! For Azeroth! Here's something else I love about that. Sargeras' voice. That was effectively the first time we really heard Sargeras' voice, and he doesn't sound like a demon. He sounds like a titan. So this is an awesome scenario. Secure the beach. So, I'm not here with other players. I'm here with a bunch of NPCs. But we have a buff called Inspire. We inspire nearby allies. If I AFK and I just stand near these guys, they will eventually win these fights. Like, the idea is that, yeah, they are troops, but they are inspired by your presence as one of the champions. And it's just such an awesome scenario that, you know, that I just absolutely love here. This whole concept of this scenario is just fantastic. I really enjoy this. Let me turn the game sound down for a second, because I do also want to talk a bit more about that cinematic. First off, there's just something really great about seeing certain cutscenes where, like, some of the villains are conversing with each other about what they are doing or what's going wrong. You know, where Kil'jaedan is kind of like, you know, we've been doing all this and all we have to, like, we have nothing to show for it but failure. You know, and he's like questioning, like, how effective they're actually doing things, and Sargeras is just like, no, we'll eventually win. You know, because he's a titan. It's part of his mentality, and that's what I loved about his voice, that he doesn't sound like he's a demon lord like the Netherese. He sounds like a titan who is so sure of what he's doing and what's going on. Like, he doesn't feel like he has to question it at all. Just everything about that. I love, like, the reveal of Argus thing, because that really was the first time we had ever actually seen Argus. We had heard about Argus so many times leading up to this, but we had never seen it.
But they have never seen the forces of Azeroth work with such unity. Head up the hill to the west with the other forces. An Eridar and his underlings guard the point. You know what to do.
You got it, Khadgar. I mean, look at this. This is awesome. There's no faction identity here. This is all for Azeroth. All of us united as one force, having come together, and look at how they can't stop us. We're just annihilating them, and that's kind of the point. That when we unite and we aren't divided over stuff like faction identity or some of that other political stuff, not even the Legion can stop us. Again, I don't really have to do much. I just have to be nearby all these NPCs, and they will win these battles. And I love that. Rally. Inspire. Love this. Like, it's all members of different groups. Shield Maidens, Kirin Tor, of course my fellow Shaman, Unseen Pathfinders, the Hunters, the Black Harvest Invokers, so the Warlocks. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
You are doomed to fail. Cal'jaedan.
Love you, Khadgar. Just love that he is
Champion,
getting into the trash
the
talking.
forces of Dread Commander Argonath lie to the northeast. We must close the portals before our allies are overrun.
The Wardens are with you, champion.
As is the light.
Hey, Maev. Velen! Velen is awesome. Can I just say that? He is just awesome. Like, like how in that cinematic, he just immediately stopped the cheers. He's just like, hey, we cannot get full of ourselves or arrogant or cocky. Alright? I know better than anyone the threat that still remains. Because remember, he and Kil'jaedan are... They have quite the history. Remember, he said he hunted them across the stars. This... Velen understands us as well as anyone. Hey, Maev. Now, I noticed someone isn't here. I wonder where he is. No, Maev is with us. Did you hear that laugh? Alright, let's see if I can go close these portals. Though I may need to stay with my NPC partners here. There we go. Together! Uncrowned Agent, Tranquil Bloomer, Silver Highguard, Knight of the Ebon Blade, Grand Priest. Look at this! This is awesome! This is so great! Close these portals. There we go. Kind of wish Rhaegar was with me right now. Look at how quickly he died. Showcasing the power of my buff to the NPCs. See, eventually they win all those battles. Just need to close one more portal. Yeah. There we go. 94%. Yeah.
More portals? What the hell is our backup?
Take down Dread Commander Argonath.
Illidan!
We will deal with the rest.
Illidan, how courteous of you to finally arrive. Wardens
Shut
see
up,
to the real
Maev.
work while Illidan's demon hunters caper about with their bats.
Enough bickering.
Thank you, Velen. Hey, Velen, would you like to give me a heal, please? Be my healer, Velen. Come on, man. Oh my! I realized. Oh, maybe I should get rid of the trash. bloodlust. Ah! Whoops. I dropped my totem in the wrong spot.
Perhaps, but not this day, demon.
Yeah,
Command
Velen.
ship remains. We must destroy it before Dalaran's defenses fail. The Council of the Black Harvest has set up a gate for us. You may do the honors, champion.
Yes, come forth. I could use some entertainment.
Mephistroth! The Warlocks took your world from you, Nathrazine. I would not be so arrogant if I were you.
Silence!
I love that Illidan called him out on that. He's like, hey, wait a minute, didn't the Warlocks take your world from you? And he's like, shut up. I'm amazing. Stop it. Quiet. I love that Illidan called him out on
Plant
that.
them around the ship. I will activate them from here when ready.
All right. By the way, Khadgar, make sure I'm off the ship before you blow those up, please. Alright, now to the next level. Not much different from the layout of the ship that my Demon Hunter has. Yep, gotta place it right there. Alright. Upper level. Right here. And right here. Just make sure I don't have to deal with anything. There we go. And one more.
Another foolish mortal wishes to face
Oh
me?
gosh, Mephistroth.
So be it.
Let me go ahead and Alright, here we go. Use everything I have. Break out all the cooldowns. His health is hardly moving.
Pathetic. Time is wasted here.
Huh.
With the power from the tomb, I will destroy all of you.
Get ready, champion. I'm pulling you out and detonating the bombs.
Nope. In that order, right, Khadgar? Oh. You may fire when ready. The tomb has been breached.
Ah, there you are, champion. I was worried I might have activated the bombs a tad prematurely.
We have won this day.
Not
Great
funny,
threat
Khadgar.
still looms before us. The Legion's master has yet to play his hand.
Oh. That's, hey, go through it multiple times. Nope. Okay. So, welcome back to the Broken Shore. So this is what it looks like for the shaman. Got a bunch of elementals walking around here. So, what I mean by that is that every class has a different version of how this looks when you come here. So yeah, you see other players walking around, but they see different things based on whatever their class is. So because I'm a shaman, this is what I see with the portals and the elementals walking around, but it's different for every class. If you're a paladin, you'll see some of the different members of the Silver Hand here kind of patrolling. If you are here as a Death Knight, you'll see various members of the Ebon Blade here, along with like abominations guarding and protecting this base of operations. For druids, it's like the big trees from the forests. For the priests, you'll see them working on a portal, like a barrier of light over here, while also working on some void energy over here. For the warriors, you'll see a bunch of Valajar here. You'll also see some Valkyrie hanging a banner for Odin, which is ridiculous. But yeah. That was an awesome scenario. That was an awesome cinematic featuring Kil'jaedan and Sargeras. Just absolutely love that cinematic. I just also, you know, that is, by the way, the model that we are going to be seeing when we do the, well, but I was able to get to the Nighthold, so hopefully I'll be able to also get into the other, which is, of course, the Tomb of Sargeras raid, which is kind of the main reason why we are now here. Like, all the stuff we're going to do here in the Broken Shore leads to this, the Tomb of Sargeras, where we are eventually going to face on Kil'jaedan. There's also a dungeon here that's also kind of a lead up to it, called the Cathedral of Eternal Night, which is a great dungeon. This may be one of my favorite dungeon in Legion, because you get to go through it with Illidan and Maiev and such, where you eventually get to face and take down Mephistron. So let's go ahead and turn this in.
There you are, champion. I was worried I might have activated the bombs a tad prematurely.
Khadgar,
Knowledge is
I get
power.
it, okay?
We have won
Using
this
it
day,
wisely
but a
is the
grave
key.
threat still looms before us. The Legion's master has yet to play his hand.
Without you, Azeroth will surely fall.
Alright, so this is kind of a, find this to be dropped by an enemy. So the thing about the Broken Shore, this is kind of one of those zones that's similar to the likes of, I've heard comparisons to the Isle of Thunder. I've heard comparisons to the Tanan Jungle back in Warlords. I'm trying to think of other zones here, but this is kind of one of those zones where you gotta do certain things. It's not very story relevant. The main story relevant stuff is in two particular things. The Champions quest, which we're gonna do next time, and boy, for the shaman, oh my gosh, just wait till you see that one. And then there's also the quest to get the specific class specific mount. So I've shown some of those for some of the other ones in some of my other separate playlists, the champions and the mounts that you get for those. So I will be doing the majority of this stuff here off camera, because a lot of this is just kind of boring, tedious stuff. The only two things I really plan on showing you guys here are the champion quest, the mount quest, and hopefully I can be able to show you guys the Cathedral of Eternal Light dungeon as well as the Tomb of Sargeras raid. So that's kind of my ideal scenario of what I plan to do here with this. So let's go ahead and pick up the champion quest
The
from
burning
Maiev.
legion will fall.
The battle to reclaim the Broken Shore is straining our resources. We cannot afford to relent, lest the Legion undo all that we have accomplished. The members of your order have given much, but more is needed. Rally your champions and do what you must to bolster their ranks. There may be untapped power in this land that will turn the tide of war in our favor.
Stay sharp.
Villain has, go into the Tomb of Sargeras and defeat Kil'jaedan. we'll pick that up later. This one is, hey, get supplies to help us with these things here. Yeah. Also, go unlock the other flightable locations of the place.
Hail
Khadgar,
and well met, champion.
use the Pillars of Creation within the raid to defeat Sargeras. Yeah.
You are our last best hope.
So yeah, this panel here is where you use the supplies to build 3 certain structures. This was the command center where you could be able to access the table that you have in your class order hall. This mage tower used to be a tower where you would do a series of challenges that could lead you to get certain secret skins for your artifact weapons. It's no longer active anymore, which is a shame because I would have loved to have been able to try that to for certain classes to get certain appearances, like my druid bear form to get that werebear form. I would have loved to have done that. Can't do it anymore. It's no longer a thing because that's something they do. They just decide we're not going to let this be available anymore. Just kind of bums me out. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to my order hall and show you guys the quest to get the next follower. Oh boy. Just wait till you see who the shaman gets. And then I will probably be doing a huge chunk of the stuff off camera till I finish it and the mount quest becomes available. So stay tuned for the champion quest for the shaman.